Be me. 25 years old, working in IT, essentially a professional, have you tried turning it off and on again guy. Life is a series of tickets, coffee, and waiting for my one social friend to show up for dinner. Be in a suburban parking lot on a Tuesday evening. Sun is setting, casting that orange glow that makes everything look like a movie scene. Leaning against my car, a slightly beat-up sedan that has seen better days. Checking my phone for the 50th time. Friend messages, 2 minutes away, bro. Sent 20 minutes ago. I am convinced this car is actually a horse and carriage with a broken wheel. Sigh, look at the sky, contemplate the meaning of existence and why I didn't just order pizza. Suddenly, footsteps, not civilian footsteps. These are rhythmic, heavy, business footsteps. Sir, the voice is like cold silk, calm, authoritative, and terrifyingly professional. Turn around slowly. It's a police officer. Uniform is so crisp, I could probably get a paper cut just looking at it. Badge is reflecting the sunset like a tiny star. She's about 5'7", hair tied back in a bun, so tight it probably helps her think faster. Face is completely neutral. The "I have seen everything and nothing surprises me" expression. Her eyes are sharp, scanning me, scanning the car, scanning my soul. She's evaluating if I'm a threat or just a loser. Guess which one she decides on. I do the polite citizen smile, the one that says, I pay my taxes and I've never even jaywalked. Me? Yes, officer. She looks at my car, then at me, then at the ground. Is this your vehicle? Me, it is. And I promise it hasn't committed any felonies today. It's been a very good boy. Her eyes do this tiny micro blink, a fraction of a second where she processes the sheer stupidity of my joke. Your car is parked slightly over the line, sir. I look down. She's right. The front left tire is about 3 inches over the white line. It's the most minor violation in the history of law enforcement. Me, wow. Look at that. Bold of it. I leave it alone for 5 minutes, and it starts a rebellion. I look back at her. Her mouth twitches. Just for a second. She's fighting the urge to smile, because she's on the clock. Professionalism versus amusement, and amusement just landed a solid hook. She clears her throat, resets her face to law and order mode. May I see your license? Me, of course. Full cooperation. I'm an open book. A very boring, law-abiding book. I hand over my identification like it's a sacred relic. She takes it, looks at it, then looks at me. You seem very calm, Anon, she says, reading my name. Me? I've been told I have a trustworthy face. It's my only superpower. She hums, a skeptical sound that vibrates with I've heard that one before. That's not a thing, she says. Me? It absolutely is. It's how I survived middle school and awkward conversations with my aunt. Flashback to me accidentally walking into the wrong wedding and nobody questioning me because I looked like I belonged. She almost smiles again. The mask is slipping. She hands the license back, her fingers brushing mine for a split second. Just be more careful where you park. Next time it's a ticket. This is the part where a normal human being says, thank you, officer, and disappears. I'm not a normal human being. My brain is screaming abort, but my mouth is already halfway down the highway. Me? Yes, ma'am. Understood. I tilt my head slightly, giving her a grin that is 40% charm and 60%. I have no survival instinct. Me? So, quick question. Am I being arrested? Or is this where you ask me out for coffee? Silence. Total, absolute silence in the parking lot. I can hear a distant bird chirping. I can hear the hum of the streetlights. I can hear my own heartbeat thumping like a drum. Her ears turn a very specific shade of pink, like someone dialed up the saturation on a photo. She starts to say that, and then stops. She reboots her entire system. I can practically hear the computer startup sound in her head. That is not appropriate, she says, but her voice isn't cold anymore. It's flustered. Me, nodding vigorously. Got it. Totally inappropriate. Arrest it is. I'll go quietly. I put my hands behind my back. Her eyes narrow, but there's a spark in them now. You're not under arrest. Me. Disappointing. I was ready to resist charmingly. I had a whole speech prepared about my rights to remain handsome. And then it happens. She laughs. It's a short, genuine laugh that she immediately tries to stifle with her hand. She looks around to make sure no other officers saw her breaking character. She takes a breath, regains her posture, but the tough cop vibe is gone. Sir, me, Anon. Anon, she repeats. The way she says my name sounds different now. Park correctly next time. She starts to walk away, her boots clicking on the asphalt. Me, will do. But if I mess up again, should I request you specifically? Is there a VP line for parking violations? She stops, turns her head just enough for me to see the smirk. You're confident, she says. Me, comfortable. There's a difference. She studies me for a long beat, her gaze lingering a second too long for a standard interaction. Have a good evening, Anon. She disappears around the corner of the building. I stand there for a minute, heart racing, feeling like I just survived a boss fight. Friend finally pulls up, window down, music blasting. Yo, sorry bro, traffic was crazy. Why are you standing there looking like you just won the lottery? Me, nothing. Let's just go eat. Internally, everything. I'm never washing this car again. Fast forward 2 days. I'm on my couch, eating cereal for dinner like a true adult, minding my own business, browsing a dating app. Swipe left on yoga enthusiast, swipe left on I love to travel. Then a profile pops up. No uniform, no badge, no don't mess with me eyes. She's wearing a soft gray hoodie, holding a coffee mug with both hands. Hair is down, messy waves falling over her shoulders. She looks soft, beautiful, human. Bio, likes long walks, bad jokes, and quiet mornings. Probably more serious than I look. My heart does a backflip off a skyscraper. It's her, 100%. The parking lot Valkyrie. I hesitate. If I swipe right and we match, it's a miracle. If I swipe right and we don't, I am a creep. I close my eyes and swipe right. It is a match. My phone vibrates so hard I almost drop it in my milk. I stare at the screen. I have to say something. I can't just say hey. I have to be parking boy. Me. Important question. Coffee, or are you secretly a tea person? Also, I promise I'm currently parked illegally. I wait. 3 minutes feel like 3 hours. The little bubbles appear. They disappear. They appear again. She's thinking. She's weighing the pros and cons of dating a civilian clown. Her reply. Coffee. Definitely coffee. But only when I'm not on duty. And I checked. Your car wasn't in the lot today. I was disappointed. I die. I am dead. Right on my tombstone. Me. I was hoping you wouldn't recognize me from my terrible jokes. Her. I didn't recognize you. Tinder did the lineup for me. You have a very trustworthy face, remember? Me. So this is where you arrest me properly? Over a latte. Her, maybe. If you behave. Friday, 7 p.m.? There's a place downtown that isn't near any parking lines. Me. It's a date. I'll be the one not resisting. Friday night. I spend an hour deciding what to wear. Settle on a button-down that says, I have a job, and jeans that say, but I'm not a narc. Walk into the cafe, 5 minutes early. I'm sweating. Why am I sweating? I've fixed servers under pressure. I've handled angry clients. But a 5'7" woman with a badge is my kryptonite. The door opens. The chime sounds. She walks in. She is wearing a dark green sweater and black leggings. No gun belt, no radio, no heavy boots. She looks smaller, more approachable, but her eyes are still just as sharp. She sees me, and a genuine smile breaks across her face. Hey, Anon. Her voice is different without the sir at the end. It's warmer. Me, hey? Wow. She laughs, sitting down across from me. Wow, good. Or wow. I'm waiting for you to read me my rights. Me. Wow, like, you look amazing. And much less likely to tackle me to the ground. She covers her face with her hands, laughing quietly. I'm never living that down, am I? The one time I try to be a diligent officer, I meet you. Me. It's a great story. Our kids will love it. Or the judge will. She looks up, her eyes dancing. We talk for 3 hours. The coffee gets cold, but the conversation is electric. She tells me about why she joined the force. Her dad was a cop. Her grandfather, too. It's in her blood. But she hates the pedestal people put her on. People either hate me before I speak, or they're scared to be themselves around me, she says. She looks at me, really looks at me. But you just started cracking jokes about my parking enforcement. Me. I told you. I see the person, not the badge. Plus, you have a very I want to laugh, but I'm being paid to be stoic face. She leans in, resting her chin on her hand. You're very observant for an IT guy. Me. I spend my days looking for bugs in systems. You are the most interesting system I've seen in years. She blushes. It's the same pink from the parking lot. We leave the cafe, walking through the cool night air. She reaches out and takes my hand. Her palm is a little calloused. Her grip is firm. I feel like I'm holding a live wire. So, she says as we reach her car. Vibe check. Me. No arrest necessary. You pass with flying colors. She laughs, pulls me down by my collar, and kisses me. It's not a gentle kiss. It's a I know what I want kiss. She pulls back, breathless, smirking. You're trouble, Anon. Me. Confident trouble. See you Tuesday? She asks. Me. Wouldn't miss it for the world. 6 months later. We are officially a thing. My apartment has slowly been invaded by her things. A spare pair of boots by the door, a box of duty-ready hair ties on my dresser. She still steals my hoodies. She says they smell like safety. It's Saturday morning, she's off shift. She's curled up on my couch, wearing my oversized university hoodie. Her hair is a mess. She's halfway through a bag of spicy chips. This is the version of her that nobody else sees. The woman who cries at Pixar movies and thinks she can fight a swan. She tried. I had to pull her away. She's telling me about a call she had yesterday. A domestic dispute that ended peacefully because she just sat down and talked to them. Sometimes I feel like a therapist with a Glock, she sighs. Me, you're good at it because you actually care. Most people just do the job. You do the mission. She looks at me, eyes soft. You always know exactly what to say to make me feel human again. She crawls over, resting her head on my chest. I can feel her relaxing, her muscles losing that on-guard tension she carries all day. Me, I still haven't gotten a parking ticket. Her, because I've been patrolling your street personally. It's a conflict of interest. Me, is that legal? Her, I'll allow it. She looks up at me, serious for a second. Anon, why do you stay? My schedule is a nightmare. I'm stressed half the time, and you have to worry if I'm coming home. I stroke her hair, looking into those sharp eyes that I've grown to love. Me, because my life was a boring, gray spreadsheet before you crashed into it. You're the only thing in my day that's in 4K. I'd rather have a stressful hour with you than a lifetime of normal with anyone else. She doesn't say anything. She just squeezes me tighter. I realize my confidence wasn't just a flirting tactic anymore. It was a foundation. 1 year later, we're at a bar with her coworkers. I am the only civilian at a table of 6 cops. The air is thick with brotherhood and inside jokes I don't get. Her partner, a guy named Miller who looks like he eats bricks for breakfast, leans in. So, Anon, you're the guy who tamed the dragon. Me, I prefer civil liaison. I didn't tame her. I just convinced her that my jokes were worth not arresting me for. The table erupts in laughter. She's sitting next to me, glowing, her hand resting on my knee. She's not scanning the exits. She's not checking her watch. She's just there, with me. Miller looks at me, his face turning serious for a split second. She's different with you, man. She used to be all steel. Now she's got some light back. He clinks his glass against mine. Don't mess it up. Me, I wouldn't dream of it. We walk home that night, the city lights reflecting in the puddles. She's a little tipsy, leaning into my shoulder. I love my life, she whispers. Me, even the paperwork. Her, even the paperwork. Because I get to come home to you and complain about it. We get to the apartment, and she stops at the door. She looks at me, her expression shifting into something I've never seen. It's not the cop face. It's not even the soft face. It's something deeper, vulnerable. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small plastic stick. She doesn't say a word. She just hands it to me. I look down. 2 lines. Bright blue. Unmistakable. The world stops spinning. The silence of the hallway feels like it's vibrating. I look at the stick, then at her. She's biting her lip, her eyes wide, waiting for the IT guy to process the data. She's terrified. I can see her hand shaking just a little bit. The woman who has stared down criminals and handled high-speed chases is scared of me. Well, not of me. Of us. I feel a wave of something massive wash over me. Not panic. Not fear. Just clarity. I look at her, and I don't see an officer. I don't see a chaos gremlin. I see the mother of my child. I smile. Not the charming smile. The I'm here and I'm never leaving smile. Me, well, this is a new development. She laughs, and a single tear escapes. Anon, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm a cop. My life is dangerous. What if? I step forward, wrapping my arms around her, pulling her into the safest space I can provide. Me, hey, look at me. She looks up, her face wet with tears. Me, you're not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. We didn't. She lets out a sob that's half laughter. You always say that. Every time something happens, you tell me I'm not in trouble. Me, because you're not. You spend your whole life protecting others. Now it's my turn. I'm the tall person and the chaos buffer, remember? She presses her forehead against my chest, her breathing finally slowing down. I'm scared, Anon. Me too. But I'm confident. Remember our first date? I told you I'm a good listener. I lift her chin, so she has to see my eyes. Me, I'm listening now, and I'm staying. No refunds. No warranty. I'm your problem forever. She smiles through the tears, her eyes shining with that fierce light. You're going to be a terrible influence on this kid, she says. Me, absolutely. They're going to have the best parking jokes in the world. She laughs, a real, beautiful sound that fills the hallway. We walk into the apartment, the door closing behind us. The uniform is on the chair, the badge is on the counter. But the light is everywhere. My face when I met a cop over a parking line. My face when I'm about to start the most important patrol of my life. Feels amazing, man.